This is incredible! You look exactly like I do when I go Super Saiyan. So, what do we do now? I guess I should return the favor. Impossible!
Dragon Ball, the legacy series of the great late Akira Toriyama, RIP my GOAT. I have grown up with this series for as long as I can remember, to the point where I can almost remember the story backwards and forwards across all series. A collective story that gave us the lifelong story of Goku from where he was a child to now as a fully grown grandfather, creating great and memorable moments that millions of us will forever remember for the entirety of our lives. However, as iconic as this series may be, the story is far from perfect. Something came into my mind when I was casually going back through the Android Saga of Dragon Ball Z, for a lot of people one of the greatest arcs of the entire series. After being off the cusp of the end of this Super Saiyan Namek arc, Goku returns to Earth after living on Yardra for a few months, eats a sick alien, and gains his new ability, Instant Transmission, while at the same time we are introduced into the new dripped out future son of Vegeta, Trunks. As I am rewatching this interaction, something got me thinking. Trunks informs Goku about Android 17 and 18, tells him all the Z fighters die, with Gohan living the longest, and it's because of the androids why the future is so grim. But something caught my attention. It's the moment when Trunks tells Goku that he dies before any of the fighting happens because of a heart disease he got. A disease so strong that it progresses in such a short period of time and actually is expected to get worse or have no effect to it if you take a senzu bean to try and solve it.
Dylan, a senzu bean!
Senzu bean!
Thanks, Bunny! Oh god, it made it worse!
Getting to that point, something seemed fishy to me. Let's do a quick comparison, shall we? The fight between Goku and Android 19 and the fight between Vegeta and Android 18. We all know why Goku lost that fight. The heart virus came along and was actually affecting his strength and focus, so bad to the point that he got his Super Saiyan knocked out of him.
Did he just knock the Super Saiyan out of him?
Vegeta reveals he also can become a Super Saiyan and decimates Android 19. Now, what was the reason why Super Saiyan alone was enough to destroy Android 19? You would think this is a convoluted question. You would think I'm being a little bit condescending, but that's not the goal. Just hear me out. The reason why Super Saiyan was enough was because Dr. Gero did not know about Super Saiyan at all when he was doing his research.
You see, using a fleet of miniature surveillance drones, we have kept a close watch on your exploits for some time. The World Martial Arts Tournament. The battle with Piccolo. The battles with those of your own Saiyan race, particularly Vegeta. In short, we have cataloged your progress as a warrior. We've noted every milestone.
Well, sorry, but if all you know about me is from before I went to Namek, you're in for a real shock.
Take my word for it. Your data model isn't calibrated to Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan?
All the little drones that he sent to follow Goku for the majority of his life didn't follow him all the way to Namek when he fought Frieza and turned into a Super Saiyan. He only observed him up to the Saiyan Saga when Goku and Vegeta fought, and he got up to the point of using Kaioken times 4. Therefore, I have a question. Why was Android 18 able to break Vegeta's arm?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Just hear me out for a little bit. Like, let's seriously think about this. I thought it was really weird that the quote-unquote legendary power of the Super Saiyan was so easily overpowered by the invention of an old red ribbon geezer who didn't even know about how much power that a Saiyan monkey could get over time. And the more and more I think about it, the more I lose my mind. If we think about it, at most, Dr. Gero knows at most about Kaioken, the key multiplying technique. So then, to counter that, he makes the androids have unlimited artificial ki, so they really don't need to charge up for any attacks or techniques. Not only that, he makes them have infinite stamina, because Goku would become exhausted after using the Kaioken. He also knows that it can be multiplied, so maybe you can assume he artificially buffed the androids enough to where they are at least leagues stronger than Goku using Kaioken times 4. But we have a problem. We do realize that Dr. Gero doesn't know how far he can take Kaioken 4. As far as we know, he knows he can take Kaioken times 4. Maybe he might have assumed he might take it up to times 5 or times 6. Hell, you might even assume he takes it up to times 10. But he takes it up to Kaioken times 20. he fights Frieza before turning into the Super Saiyan at Kaioken times 20 and blasts him with the most powerful Kamehameha he had after that point. Therefore, I ask the question again, how is Vegeta weaker than Android 18 when he first turned into a Super Saiyan? Why was Android 18 able to break Vegeta's arm? Don't like that, we can go into a little bit of specifics. I ain't no swag Kage or anything like that. I don't know if that dude is still around or relevant or whatever. But according to the very reliable Goku wikis, with Kaioken times 20, Goku has the power level of 60 million, and Goku with Super Saiyan has the power level of 160 million. You mean to tell me that Dr. Gero was able to make someone who has the ability to surpass the power of Super Saiyan, meaning they have a power level of over 160 million, bro? So it is safe to assume that Super Saiyan Vegeta is somewhere between these two power levels. Do you mean to tell me the scientist that never knew about the extent of the Saiyan biology fully was able to create not only one, not two, but 3 cyborgs and androids that are stronger than the lifelong hand-throwing Saiyans?
No, he's got a point.
At this point, I'm almost convinced that the Saiyan Saga was a complete lie. This to me is a glaring pothole in the story because we could have at least put the Android Saga before the Saiyan Saga and just revoke the Super Saiyan transformations and leave Cell for like a later teaser or Easter egg for a later arc. But you know, it's fine. I'm gonna let it slide. Whatever the case may be, we'll let it rock, Let me see if I can try plug up this little plot hole. Why not make the heart disease a byproduct of the Super Saiyan transformation? When it comes to our genetics, sometimes some of our traits and our abilities are passed on to us, but the less those abilities are used, the weaker the trait becomes, and may come in some points with some glaring drawbacks. Or that's what I think. I don't fully remember biology class, I just remember the Punnett square. What if the reason why the Super Saiyan transformation was so rare was because the very few that did achieve it died because of the same heart virus, and since they had no cure for it in the past, the Saiyans of the past just relied on the Ozaru transformation because of its destructive power and lack of drawbacks. If I remember correctly, I don't think there was any major explanation on why there were so many few Super Saiyans on planet Vegeta, so few to the point that it is perceived as a legendary transformation rather than its own biological trait. I feel it could have been a lot more interesting to incorporate disease as a genetic effect that the Saiyans couldn't avoid, so when Trunks became a Super Saiyan in the future, Bulma was able to create a cure to help save Trunks, but because of that medicine, it cures the Super Saiyan of the disease, but it unfortunately weakens their Super Saiyan strength. Therefore, they would still be able to turn into a Super Saiyan, but wouldn't be nearly as strong as they were before, which incentivizes them to train to increase of the power of the form naturally. So Trunks could have another reason for going back in time, so that he can train with Goku and Vegeta so that he can become stronger to defeat the androids back in his original timeline. Not only that, you can get a slightly more detailed reason why someone like Piccolo was able to be on par with Android 17 with this goofy ass fight.
Oh my god. This is so dumb. This cannot get any dumber.
Agreed.
But Vegeta gets folded in less than a minute and needs to train for 1 whole year and achieve a new form in order to be close enough to defeat the androids? Also, because of that 1 year, he was not only strong enough to beat Semi-Perfect Cell, but decimate him at the same time with little to no problem? I smell some fishiness here, bro. Toriyama, I love you, but these fights are bullshit, bro. If this new information about the disease being formed because of the Super Saiyan power was provided or even included in the story, it can give more context on why the Super Saiyan transformation became easier to achieve over time. Remember when I said quote unquote Super Saiyan power? I said it like that because we have a total, including non-canon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Saiyans, and all of them can turn into a Super Saiyan. If the form was so rare and special, why is it so easy to achieve compared to the rest of them? I feel like making the disease a main reason why the Super Saiyan was such a rare transformation back in the early days of Planet Vegeta would have added a lot more context on why it was such a rare thing in the first place. Why did it become a legendary fable on their planet? Why only very few of them had it, and why only people like Goku and Vegeta were able to achieve it because of a lot of hard work they did. Did none of the Saiyans have any of those traumatic moments? Was it only people like Bardock Bardock who had the capability of actually standing there and going through the process of feeling those emotions and getting to the point of turning into a Super Saiyan. But I don't know, I could be talking nonsense. This was just some crazy thoughts that came into my head when I was looking at Dragon Ball recently, and I was just having this question pop in my head because I was very confused for a long time why someone like Android 18 was able to hurt Vegeta so easily in the beginning of the point of that saga. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the Super Saiyan disease should have been added more to the story, giving it a little bit more context on why the Super Saiyan was so rare? Or am I talking nonsense? Is my plot hole even viable? Is it really a plot hole? Leave your comments. It's your boy Kadukun. Peace out and see you guys in the next video.
FMA, handle business, don't play. On point when it comes to the anime. Jack and Daxter, ayy, let's go. The ultimate heroes, don't stop, we on the road. Kadukun, Kadukun, yeah, welcome to the